Hey guys. A lot of us have been running, and perhaps some of us may not be realizing, but could you be running your cartilage into the ground? Let's find out more. So the first thing when it comes to running, you have to be aware of the way you're running. And there are a few common ways that people run that can really hurt the cartilage. Firstly, running with a twist in the knee. Running that looks like that comes from either having weak muscles in the hips. So when you land on the front leg, the hip sinks. It sinks this way. And that makes the knee drive inwards. This twisting force in the knee grinds and hurt your cartilage. Secondly, the second way that people can run and injure their knee and their cartilage is by driving too hard into the knee joint. These are commonly found in people who consider themselves heel strikers. They run, they're just landing on the heel, again, landing on their heel. And what happens is that the natural mechanism of your leg requires a triple extension. Triple extension coming from the ankle, the knee, and the hip. You need these three springs to operate together. When you drive simply into the heel, you're taking away one spring. One spring is lost. And so you're dependent on these two springs. So the force of the ground goes straight up into your knee joint, and it wears out the cartilage in your knee. Instead of running fully on the heel, you will need to transit fast from the heel to the ball of the foot. Now, some people, they call themselves forefoot runners. So as a forefoot runner, you only land on the ball of your foot. There's a little transition from the midfoot to the ball of the foot, and the run looks like this. What happens when you put a lot of weight onto the front part of your foot is that you're shifting your whole center of gravity forward. Your whole weight is forward, and that's heavily onto your knee joint. Whereas if you landed on the midfoot, your weight would be more equal. Straight down and not too far forward. There are pros and cons for each style of running, but you need to be somewhere in the middle, and going too far to the end of either side of the scale will definitely drive the cartilage to the ground. Now, for the last thing that we want to take note of when we run is the presence of a loss of the spring mechanism. This happens when some of us have not been running for many years. We've probably been going to the gym, we've been doing other kinds of exercises, but exercises that do not have the bouncing effect, the elastic movement of the leg. So they end up running with a stiff leg. Instead of going springy and bouncy, they go hard, stiff landing of the leg. The ground reaction force shoots straight into all the joints. So it could go anywhere. It could hurt your foot, it could hurt your calf, it could hurt your knee, it could hurt anything. So then I would recommend that you would actually try to practice a bit of a bouncing movement first before going straight into the run. Simple bouncing movements called puddle stepping. And maybe you'll be better prepared for running. You could even do skipping. The softening of legs, the use of the ground reaction force into a propulsion. And most importantly, to have strong single leg control, to be able to control that pelvis, to keep it still, and to not let it sink down. Single leg exercises are so important for runners. And if you're interested and you want to learn more, just DM or leave a comment, and I'll be sure to give you something that you need to know. Thank you.